Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I have a couple videos I'm going to make, one on audio and one on video. I get asked often what microphones do I use, and so I'm going to go through that and kind of make a video about what you might need to have quality audio. Now, I'm not going to say I have the best audio. That's not true. I definitely have some things that I could do to make it nicer. And I'll even go into why sometimes I purposefully don't. But I'm going to go through a few different things, what I have used, what I would suggest not to use, and we'll just go through that. There's also going to be different price points, and I'll have in the description below different places you can get certain things. In my opinion, audio is the most important part of making a quality YouTube video. Yes, of course, the video quality itself is important, and yes, of course, the content is important as well. But a lot of people, when they have a video on, they might not even watch the video, they'll just be listening to it. And watching something that's kind of grainy, if you do watch it, you can get past that. But listening to something that has a lot of grain or just is it really difficult to listen to, often people just turn it off. So to me, audio is really important. There's a few different routes to go, and I'll go through each of those. The first one I'm going to talk about right now is a microphone that's built right into the camera. So this might just be a general camera, a webcam, which is what I'm using right now, your computer. The benefit of this is it's really easy. It's just right there. It's set up. The problem is it's kind of far away at times, and also the microphones usually aren't the best. They're just in there to capture the audio. It's not bad, but that's kind of the most minimalistic route you can go. The next step up would be just a general headphones. Most phones will come with headphones that will have a microphone on it. If you don't, they're really cheap, and often you can find them for a couple of dollars. Again, I'll just have a link below. This is nice because the microphone's closer to my face, and also the microphone is made for picking up a voice because it's usually made for phone calls. So that's a little bit better route. But again, the microphone's tiny. It's just right in that little area, and probably wouldn't be what I would suggest the best route to go. I don't know if I've probably done a couple videos with that, but that's not what I usually like to use. There is something newer that I have been using for about, I would say about a year at this point, and that's what's clipped right here. It is a lapel microphone, and this one's actually really cheap for a lapel microphone. It's under $20. I think I got it was like 15, it might be like 17 or something like that, and it works pretty well. Almost all of my videos when I'm in my studio now, I use this microphone. And here's where I'm going to go into some of the issues with it. The microphone itself works really well, but depending on what the room is like, it might distort a lot of that. Now, I'm not going to be doing any editing to the audio itself. There's a lot of editing you can do in post-production. Some of it's good by maybe taking out some noise. Some of it you can just create some crazy effects. You can have a lot of reverb.
You can sound like an alien.
Or anything else.
There's a lot of crazy effects that you can have for the audio, but I'm not going to do any of those right now. If you don't have good quality audio to start with, you can't do too much to make it sound much better. You want good quality audio, and then you can adapt it from there. So my studio is not really soundproof, or it's not sound isolating. A lot of people for audio recording, they'll have sound panels on the walls or around them, and I don't have that at all in my studio, and I actually don't have any in this room as well. I'll talk about what I do use later in the video at times, but that's one thing that I have a lot of echo because everything's bouncing off the walls. I might work on something in the future to protect that, but that's one thing that when you're recording, it's not just the microphone, it's that. When I started doing this and I was trying to get that better sound, I actually just put a big sheet over me and I recorded audio separate. The reason a lot of my earlier videos I recorded audio separately was because that was the only way I could get any audio that could actually work. There's also, because all of this is right here, I couldn't do a lot with the puzzles, and I would suggest getting a stand. And I'll show that at the end as well. So I'm going to move over to this one right here. This is a Zoom H4n, and this is kind of a jack of all trades, can do a ton of stuff. It has a nice condenser microphone in it. It has microphone ports in the back for 1/4-inch cables or XLR. You can input another microphone. There's a lot of different ways you can use this. You're going to have, I think, up to 4 channels on it. So it does a lot of stuff. It is more expensive. It is around $200. And I almost wouldn't suggest for this kind of thing because for this, you just need one input. This is kind of something that you would use if you need to record multiple musicians or a bunch of other things. And so that's where this one comes in. This I bought because I can plug it directly into my phone. And this was my first thought to try to make my studio unboxing sound better. This is the blue raspberry. It is around $200, but it plugs directly into an iPhone, and it's a nice condenser mic that just plugs right into the videos. There is some audio delay, so in post I have to adjust it, which the lapel mic doesn't, and that's why I've been using this instead. But the quality of this is just so much nicer. And if I really need to up the quality and want to make it more isolated, I do have a separate screen. And this is what I was talking about that I have instead of what's on the walls. And then I'll talk with it in the isolation screen. That way it doesn't have that echo and I don't have to work to try to cut out that much noise. And then also, so I don't have to do this, just get a microphone stand like this, attach an adapter, and that way it's out of your way and you can have room to actually move the cube. So what is best for you? Now that depends on your budget. My favorite thing is this lapel mic. It's pretty cheap and it works really well. So that would be my first go-to. The blue raspberry worked really well for me. I know there's other ones that if you don't have an iPhone, you know, that you can still plug it in to a computer, and I'll usually use this for live streams and things like that. And there's a bunch of other microphones that are actually a little bit cheaper, especially from the company Blue, that will have just as nice a quality, but not have the accessibility of plugging directly into an iPhone, but will just be able to be used in a computer. Now there are other things. I know a lot of people use a Rode microphone. If they have, let's say, a DSLR camera, they'll just put that right on top, and that will... Rode is known for having amazing microphones, but I've never gone that route. I just sort of use these. And now I'll kind of talk about real quick why I don't go for the highest quality audio all of the time. And I'll talk about this in the video one as well. My goal isn't to make the most cinematic videos. I like to make quality ones, but I just want to make sure that what I'm trying to get across gets across and that people get information and content they need. Plus, if I always have super high quality audio and then suddenly I have one that I'm not able to get that, I don't want that sudden shift. I want people to be like, okay, this is just one of the studio ones. That's also maybe me being a little lazy on that. So anyways, hope this helps you guys. These are the things that I've used. If you have any suggestions for other people, if you have good quality microphones and you want to suggest those, leave them in the comment section below.
If you have any questions for me, also leave those in the comment section below.
Hit like, subscribe, more content like this in the future, and as always, stop by speedqbview.com for additional reviews.
Also, try to film when there's not traffic.